Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mastering the Shadows. I am your host, Mystic Lee, and today we're going to be focusing on the sacral chakra. So you might be asking, what exactly is the sacral chakra? The sacral chakra is our second aura inside of our body that allows us to pull our own energy from our ego or from ourself and be able to allow for ourselves to vibrate up higher until we reach up to the divine above, allowing for us to basically become like this rainbow bridge. It sounds much more complicated than it is. I've got these awesome dolls that I use as often as possible. So I'm sure if you guys are tuning in again, you're more than familiar with Mr. Yang and Mrs. Yen, right? So our sacral chakra is basically, we have our red roots, which is what we did last week. Our red roots is our lowest part of our vibration. It is our individuality, our unity, our self. And so this week we're vibrating a little bit higher as we bring our vibration up from our roots up to our sacral chakra. And what's great about here is while we're in our sacral, it allows for us to expand from ourself to anything outside of ourself. Remember, spirit is the only other thing that kind of sits in ego with us, just because we cannot separate ourselves from the divine, no matter how much we might feel that we're in pain or alone or, in darkness. We still have that connection to spirit in one form or another. But it's once we expand outside of that we vibrate outward, we vibrate higher. As we turn from red to orange. So these, of course, is going to relate to like our reproductive system, right? Because that's our physical part of expanding, right? Through romantic relationships of certain types. Also, our relationships with our parents, our relationships with our siblings, like those closer, more intimate relationships, are part of our sacral. Also, as we expand ourselves, right? Our pets, animals that provide us food, how we connect with the earth around us, how we connect with our home. There's all different ways that we can express our sacral chakra and how we're connecting with other things. It's also connected to creativity. So if you're ever feeling like a little stunted in your sacral chakra, maybe you feel like your intimacy levels are out of whack, or maybe you need to find someone that you're a little bit more drawn to romantically, or you just want to build on relationships in general, you can do a lot through your creativity that can connect you in many ways, right? Different types of dances, right? Dance can invoke all different types of emotions out of us, right? It's all expressing ourselves, whether it be the flamingo that has kind of like a bit of that romantic flair, or something like Zumba, where it's just really getting your shake on to connect with your body, right? Even though our body is, I guess, still part of our root chakra in a way, it is also part of our sacral chakra because it's part of expanding beyond ourselves. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. And of course, we're going to do our readings, and we're using the same deck that we used last time, which is the Secret Language of Color cards. Because again, when we're moving with our sacrals, what is so fantastic is there's a lot of science that really simplifies this. When you don't know what else to think, it's not always the case, but 90% of the time, whatever the color of the item is going to connect to that aura, because it's literally vibrating in that vibration to the point it's putting off that color. So that's a great rule of thought to think of. So before we really get started, I'm going to use the crystal bowl. And let's kind of meditate for a moment, allowing for our sacral chakra to open up, be healed, be balanced, be empowered. breathing in, breathing out. Allowing for those red roots to grow up, turning from red to orange. Allowing yourself to expand, to be accepted and loved. All right, I'm joining the group on the spiritrealm.net or spiritrealm.net. Again, talking about expansion. I'm so grateful to Jim to allow me to expand myself onto his network with all the other amazing psychics there. So if you haven't already checked us out over at spiritrealm.net, please go ahead and do so. So that way we can kind of keep up with the chats. And just stay connected, right? There's so many other great gifted people over there. And again, Sacral is all about connection and connecting with others. All right, so I am going to try and bring on the second camera. It sounds like the noise keeps bouncing off. I've tried to mute it, so the second camera may or may not work today. Which, of course, kind of depends for our crystal grid. So for those of you who are just joining in, again, I'm huge about crystals and crystal therapy. There's all kinds of great orange crystals that you can keep around you to kind of help open up your sacral chakra. Cornelian is one of them. I've got today orange aventurine. So that's what we're going to use. And this bowl is just an orange color of quartz. And quartz can be programmed to anything. That is what is so fantastic about it. So it's got the orange inlay for the quartz. Okay, so let me put this down here so maybe we can use it kind of throughout today's video. Okay. All right, so let's try and bring on the second camera, add to stream. Okay, now you can see my mess. Okay, so this was our root chakra, right? So let me move this a little bit. Okay. So this was our root chakra from last week, right? So this week we are now moving from our red roots up to our orange sacral. So this is what it looks like. Okay, and so we're moving from the 4 petals to 6 petals, right? Because we're expanding, we're increasing our energy there. Expanding who we are. So again, some of the grids that we can kind of create. We've got a little bit, some different shapes. I'm just going to use a pyramid grid here in the center because again, I do have different crystals. Not all my shapes are the same for each one. Okay, so we are then, and again, this kind of shows you how you can expand based on which geometric shapes that you actually are really personally attracted to. So I can set up my grid very simple like this. Again, the pyramid is channeling. We've got a lot of energy channeling upward here. And so it's just going to really empower it everywhere. I want to include a flower here just because this is a lot of straight edges before putting this here. And a lot of straight edges can be very aggressive energy. So when we put some curves in our grid, it helps to kind of soften the energy, allow it to kind of roll around as needed. And what I like about these petals here is it also helps to direct the energy. So as it's coming pointed through here, it's coming through the soft end and kind of just directing it to the outside corners to push more energy out, but also all around. So you're getting, it is still aggressive, but you're also getting kind of that dome shape around your energy that you're creating. So that way it's just really this warm bubble glow energy. When you're working with your auras, it is really good to just kind of picture yourself in these orbs and these balls, that round energy. It just really helps you to guide through life, right? Sharp edges, corners, they can get stuck a little bit more easily than like a round little bubble can as it's moving around. So that is our sacral grid. So if we want to take a moment to kind of meditate with that. Where did it? Oh, here it is. Feeling that orange vibration, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and holding it, breathing out. Often, no matter where we are in life, especially when we're around other people we don't feel comfortable with, we can connect back to our breath. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, holding it, and then breathing out, 1, 2, 3. All right. So now that we have the grid here, we're going to go over some of these colored cards and kind of talk about them a little bit. And again, how all of our eyes see colors differently, right? Because I think I brought up with red how there are certain red colors that I kind of see as like kind of brown, right? Auburn was one of them, right? So last week, we got to see that some people see it as red and some people see it, I personally see it more as brown. And then the same is going to be with orange. So orange, I kind of see amber is kind of like a brown color, even though I guess it is orange, but it's, I don't know, compared to the other oranges, it's kind of looks brown to me, I guess. So we've got amber, some tangerine, apricot, oranges, coral. So yeah, these are all things that are orange that are in our daily life around us. So there's all kinds of things that you can do with oranges. Oranges. I was thinking about the fruit itself. You can actually drink oranges if you want to get your sacral chakra moving a little bit. For women, when they're expecting, drinking orange juice is really good. It really helps to make sure the baby's getting extra vitamins to the brain, and also helps to keep your body healthy and your immune system up. And that's just for everyone. What's also great about orange, the oranges themselves, is when you peel them, right? You can use the skins and just boil them in water, and it will actually help to deodorize your home and also help to kill any bugs or microbes that are kind of in the air that can be dangerous for our physical bodies. So we're going to pull these cards. I feel like I'm echoing, like I can hear it through this phone. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off just for now because I'm not sure if I'm echoing or not. Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of turn this off. Okay. Oops. All right. So we're going to go over our orange cards now, right? All right. If because I know that I have one awesome viewer with us right now, and then those of you over on YouTube, and those of you who are chiming in over here on the Spirit Realm Network. Hey Cheryl Nelson. Okay, so I'm gonna be kind of slow about getting both chat rooms going, so bear with me, guys. I see. Hey, Cheryl, welcome. I'm so glad to see you. I've had a nice week so far. Thank you so much for asking. And welcome, Jim, over at the Spirit Realm Network. So if you guys would like a card, now is the perfect time to put that in the comments. Because now I'm like, I see both chat rooms going at the same time. So again, still exploring and expanding, right, myself. So it's still a learning curve. So if you'd like a reading, go ahead and put that in the comments. Right now, I'm just going to go ahead and pull one card for a general reading. For anyone who doesn't want their energy put forward or who might be watching this on the after video, it's just a general reading for all of us. Because we're all being pulled here. We're all being connected to this vibration. That's why we're all here. And what better than to focus that on the sacral chakra? So here we have got apricot. It says rejoice and laugh. So let's take a minute and let's laugh. Let's literally laugh out loud. As silly as it might sound. And it does seem silly. I'm just thinking about it. All right. I feel like I sound so fake. It's okay to sound a little fake, right? Until you can feel comfortable just to let go and just okay, it still sounds fake at first, but whatever kind of helps to get you going, that laughter, that energy that you release when you laugh, it is so good for your vibration. It is so good for your body. It is so good for everything inside you, your immune system too. And that laughter and trying to find things to rejoice in, taking that moment, taking a big deep breath in and saying, oh my gosh, I am so thankful that I have running water today, that I have warm running water today. Something that the vast majority of the human experience cannot say that they've had. Even the most royal people throughout history haven't even had the access to just going over to that faucet, turning on that hot water and just, kind of let yourself play in it or just rejoice in it. Rejoice in those little tiny things that we often take for granted. And it really does help to boost the way that we perceive the world around us, the way that we start interacting with others, and the way that we start attracting things towards us. It will all kind of start to shift and to change. And so that's really what the apricot message is bringing to us, is just that ability to laugh and to rejoice. And again, as ridiculous as I know for a fact I sounding ridiculous, laughing. You gotta try it, okay? Make yourself sound a little crazy. And the best thing is if you can get yourself to really laugh at how ridiculous you probably sound fake laughing, to try and make yourself laugh. Again, that's part of just letting go, just letting go and allowing for those, for yourself to just rejoice in the moment that you're there. So, all right. I'm going to move on to the next card. Again, I'm just going to wait until someone pops up in the general chat asking for a reading. So if you're just joining on now, you can just put that in the chat. Okay, so next card. All right. Okay, so what we're going to do also is at the end, like we did before, we're going to pull these cards to the side, and then I'm going to put 3 out. And then you kind of pick which one you want, and I'll kind of shuffle them around, and then we'll reveal each one, because now you've already had the message. Yeah. Okay, so I'm so not keeping up with how to do chats over here. Cheryl is like, love the autumn colors. Sounds fine. Yes. And some laughy faces, because I hope, Cheryl, you're laughing with me. So, okay, Cheryl, I'm going to pull a card for you. All right. I'm keeping up with the comments, right? Yes. All right. So I'm clearing the cards, and then Cheryl, I am connecting with you, and kind of just taking that moment, breathing in and breathing out as you see this orange bubble all around you. All right, so here is your card. We are talking about coral. This is talking about allowing flow and synchronicity into your life. So like a water stream, just letting go. It can be really hard to let go. It can be really scary to let go. Needing to plan things out. This card is saying it's a no-go. Just kind of let go of things. If things start to fall apart, just allow yourself to go with the flow of it falling apart and just see where it takes you. The sacral chakra has a lot of energy connected to water in general. So if you're having a hard time letting your mind go, maybe you have a lot of anxiety, maybe you're overthinking a lot of things that are happening, especially overthinking things that are not necessarily in your control. A lot of times we overthink to try and think our way into thinking we can control something when really we can't. So often taking a bath with some Epsom salts can help your mind to relax. You're in the water. Water, again, is really connected to the sacral chakra. It's the main element for there. And so it'll just allow for your mind to kind of take that ease and let go. And again, if you're in any type of place and you feel like it's too much, any anxiety, or like you just really need to control it, just take that. Also, you can take a big breath in through your nose and then out through your mouth, and just say, all right, I'm supposed to just let things go. Be part of synchronicity. And I'm not saying that this is forever. This might just be till next week when we get to the solar plexus, but just try it out for a week. Just, as things come, just let it go. Let it flow. If it's chaotic, just say, oh, well, I guess this is here today. Ha ha ha. Use that fake laugh. That's a perfect time for a fake laugh. And just let it go. Just say, all right, next week I'll get that stuff under control, because we'll get into the solar plexus next week, which is more about, creating our will in this physical world. So right now for you, it's all about just letting go, going with the flow, just taking things as they go and see where it takes you. So, so Cheryl is saying, I completely agree. I need to do that. Yes. And of course, it's always easier said than done, right? So maybe needing to set up your own crystal grid over here, like I did over here. Mine looks like crazy now because knocked some of it over. Creating your crystal grid, or just, smelling more of those oranges, whatever kind of helps you to get that energy, out of your head. So yeah, more laughy face. So thank you so much, Cheryl, for allowing me to read that card for you. I think we all need to just let go and go with the flow, right? There's so much crazy stuff in general for everyone. Like, we're all going through crazy stuff. Just take it a day at a time, or maybe a week at a time, and just breathe through things. So, all right, I'm going to put your card to the side, Cheryl. So later at the end, when I kind of move the cards around, we have your card kind of separate, so your energy doesn't get pulled into that. So Cheryl is saying, thank you. Often overthink and create worries from nothing. Yes, overthinking. Overthinking can be great, but it can also be our enemy at the same time. it's great because it's good to know what, how to have yourself prepared for the worst, and then hope, so that way you can like let go and hope for the best. And that's really, I think, the key to overthinking certain things is not overthinking, but making sure you think of those things so that you think, okay, this could happen. Well, how can I solve it? Think of those things and then let it go. Because then, at that point, you're like, I've already thought about it. I've already kind of put that stuff together. I can just be hopeful for the best things and just let things go and flow. All right. So we're going to clear the cards. Breathing in and breathing out as you feel that orange sacral energy all around you. All right, so here is our next orange sacral card, and it is just orange, nurturing yourself. So nurturing ourselves can seem like a red root chakra phenomenon, right? Because our red roots are parts of ourself, right? Our ego, our individuality. But nurturing, the act of nurturing, while it is also a low vibration because it is yin, remember, anything that is below our heart chakra here, all three of these are part of our lower vibrations. This is why we should also practice not only vibrating higher, but vibrating lower and getting low into those vibrations, getting low into your red roots, getting low down into your sacral chakra, your space for nurturing energy. This is where nurturing energy comes from in general. So, of course, we can only nurture others as much as we nurture ourselves, right? We need to make sure that your glass of yourself is full so that way it can continue to give others to drink. Do not run yourself dry. It is not worth it. Other people can also learn to make their own water to give to others as well. Don't allow yourself to run dry for others, that you're allowing yourself to become empty for what could be black holes or this and that, so many arguments, right? Even as a parent. And that can be hard, right? We are willing to give everything inside of us, making ourselves completely bone dry to make sure your child has everything needed. But if you're bone dry, then what happens the next day when your child needs something? You're dry, you have nothing to give. And so again, that's why this card is not only talking about nurturing in general, but self-nurturing, taking that time for self. I just keep getting this image like constantly of just boiling orange peels on the stove and just a pot of water. Like almost like everyone should do it. Like everyone, we've all got these weird like microbes and viruses and germs all in the air, and we all just need to go to the store and get some type of a citrus fruit and just eat it and take the peels and put it in that pot with that water and just let it go. Again, that is part of self-care. Anything that's part of self-care is going to be part of nurturing the self. And it is. They are all really, really important. So I hope that resonates with you guys. Again, taking that action for self-care. And again, I'm just hearing oranges. Like we need to be eating them. We need to be smelling them. Oranges have so much great vitamin C. We can go into all the benefits of our physical being that it helps us with, but we won't for, YouTube algorithm reasons. I don't know. How does YouTube work? I've been censored so much. I'm like, can I say this? I don't even know. But I'll just put it this way. Vitamin C helps with your immune system. You can look it up yourself. I thought was basic knowledge, but who knows? All right, next card. We're going to clear some of that energy to the next card. All right, we've got 2 cards left. And again, if you'd like one and you're tuning in, please put that in the comments. Cheryl is saying, I think I've been so concerned with others definitely need a bit of a break from life for myself. Going to try the oranges tomorrow. I like to hear that, Cheryl. You definitely do. And again, maybe while you're boiling these oranges on the stove, you could work on something that's creative for yourself. Maybe just coloring in a picture, coloring those mandala coloring is really good for the mind. There's all kinds of ways to be creative: painting, knitting, all kinds of ways. I'm like trying to think, and my mind keeps being like painting. I guess that's what I need to do for my creativity, right? Because it keeps coming into my mind, is painting, with those oranges. So yeah, Cheryl, next week, I hope to hear what your experiences are with the oranges. And if that, if you really felt that really helped relieve some of these things that are going on, just kind of around you, and helping you to relax and release those concerns. All right. Got 2 cards left. Which card's coming out next, guys? Focusing on that orange sacral. We've got Amber. Amber is the color of her energy. Whoa. Sorry. Did I just make your ears bleed? I'm so sorry. I'm like horrible at singing. Okay. So Amber, awaken your creativity. Okay. Maybe that's why I was singing and I was just talking about being creative. I don't know. Should I sing for my creativity or stick to the painting? You guys tell me. Because according to my husband and some other people, singing is not how I should be creatively exploring myself, except for alone in the shower, because there's no one stopping me there, I think. So yeah, we were just talking about that with creativity, with the oranges and nurturing yourself. So again, awakening creativity, being creative, exploring yourself physically, right? Because when we're creative, we are manifesting thoughts and dreams from whatever world that they're coming from into this realm. And it helps again with manifesting things that are stuck in our higher plane, right? In these higher vibrations, because this physical world is dense, thick energy. All the physical things around us are a low vibration. And while we like to vibrate high, things can get stuck up in those high vibrations, and then it gets hard to pull them into this physical reality. And that's a huge part, again, with mastering the shadows. It's not about just being in the shadows or getting away from the light. It's really about learning how to anchor our light down so far deep that we can go as far into the shadows as we need to, because we can master them. Mastering the shadows, so that way the shadows help to build a strong foundation for our light. So again, creativity is a great way to expand that part of ourselves, to expand and to start physically creating weird dreams, desires, things that just make us feel a little better, or make us feel like things around us are a little prettier. So creativity is not only just painting and all the little fluffy female things. Creativity can also be like a guy building an engine, remodeling an engine. That is also creativity. People doing computer programming for programming a new game or a new software. Those are also part of creativity. So there's many ways that we can be expanding. Part of your work might be very creative as well. Maybe your work is sucking out your creativity, right? So again, that it means it's good to take a break to be creative for yourself, right? Because maybe you're overextending to other people. Maybe all you do is do art for yourself. So now is a great time to look to see if there is a local art class that you can take, or a local art get together, a way to expand yourself and to expand your art, have someone else critique it. Again, art and creativity can take us so many places. We just need to start exploring it. So I hope that really makes a lot of sense for you. And we only have one card left to pull, so it's not like we're going to be shimmying it up. But let's kind of clear our area and our aura before we pull the last card up so that we can talk about it. Clear that energy. Tangerine. So tangerines are like oranges. That's what I was thinking of earlier. You can also peel their skins off and put them in the water and boil them as well. This card, be spontaneous and have fun. So often with go with the flow can also mean being spontaneous, right? They go hand in hand. So as we practice letting go, eventually those vibrations will open up, ease up, and allow for spontaneous new energy to just come in. And this card, Tangerine, is talking about as those spontaneous things come through, again, being able to let yourself go so that you can enjoy them, so that you can have fun with that energy as it does come in. And just having fun with life, right? When we're creative and we're exploring and we're just letting things go and spontaneous things just start to appear. And again, practicing gratitude for those little things that are around us, like that hot water running. All those vibrations, as they come together, can really pull in more of what you want to manifest into this physical reality and help you be drawn to other people around you who are willing to support your self-truth and also willing to support your creative dreams, because you'll be vibrating in a way that is matching, right? You're letting things go. You're allowing people to shift in and shift out, allowing others free will as it shifts away from your vibration to shift away, and be thankful that they were there for some time and being thankful that you can let them go, hopefully with peace, right? Again, if you feel that someone might be drifting away from you, just let it go with some peace and be grateful that they were part of your life, right? So that way someone new, spontaneous can come in and hopefully bring lots of fun with them. So again, this is all about just letting things go and being in the vibration of things. And that's really what our sacral chakra is about. Our sacral chakra is about a little bit more than that. Obviously, we didn't get into any of the romance aspects of it, and we could do just a whole live video on just like the romantic aspect of all of that. I guess with Valentine's Day coming up, it might be good to kind of talk about that. I don't know. Romance, right? We didn't really talk about romance. Romance is very we all kind of seek that romance. We all seek being fulfilled through romance, right? The concepts of dependency and codependency start to come up. These are all things that are part of our sacral chakra, because really at the end of the day, we as human beings are the most social creatures on planet Earth. Did I say that loud enough? We are the most, M-O-S-T, most social creatures by nature of any other living being on planet Earth. So codependency is a huge part of our sacral chakra and being part of it. A lot of times we are shamed for codependency, but we really shouldn't be shamed when our codependency with someone is helping both people to be more grounded in their self-truth and allow for their self-truth to rise up more, right? Just being being independent is also great. If you feel that someone is being codependent on you and they're bringing you down, sometimes independence is a better choice, right? Because again, we're talking about sacral chakra. We're talking about relationships that help to either nurture our truth, our foundation, and if our sacral up here is not honoring down here, it's going to put cracks here, right? You're already, what are you going to go with these other vibrations if you're already having issues between those two right there? And we really should all ask these types of questions when we're dealing with romance in general. If we're starting to deal with somebody who we just are feeling uncomfortable with our self-truth, that can be a red flag. Also asking, is it because you're insecure, or is it because like you tried showing that other person this part of you and they made you feel shame? And did you address that they made you feel shame and they made you feel more like shame, right? These are all kind of red flags for our sacral chakra. And that's not even romance, that's just relationships in general, right? We want to connect and keep connecting with those that help for our self-truth to grow and to be nurtured and to be expanded, and making sure that that relationship is a balanced give and take, right? So there's some romance. I mean, and that's what's interesting, is a lot with romance is also just good relationship information in general, just relationships that you have with anybody. And also, one thing that we haven't really talked about is also boundaries. Boundaries are part of our roots and also part of our sacral chakra. It's kind of more like part of that tube that goes in between, because it's protecting the self, but it's protecting self from others as we expand. And that might kind of put a little dent in our whole letting things go and go with the flow energy that we definitely have going on with this week for our sacral chakra. So even though I love talking about boundaries, boundaries are so important and they are such a huge benefit with mastering for the shadows. This week, Spirit is really not wanting us to talk so much about boundaries. I say this and I'm thinking of some event I have to go to tomorrow that I definitely want to put heavy boundaries up on. And I'm hearing right now from my readings that boundaries are just go with the flow of it. It's not saying to pull your boundaries down. It's saying maybe at times not to pull them up so high, right? Just letting things go. Just go with the flow. And again, if something doesn't feel right, excuse yourself. You know, you don't have to keep your boundary up. You can just remove your energy. And again, that's all sacral related, because we're kind of understanding how our energy then responds to other things around us. And if we excuse ourselves from situations where we feel that the vibration doesn't match ours, well, then it gives you time and energy for it to be focused elsewhere. And as you excuse yourself from things that don't match your vibration, the universe will keep sending things until you feel that it does. So keep at that. All right, so here we go with the cards. This isn't going to be as easy because I accidentally completely canceled out for the whole other camera. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take out Tangerine, and we're just going to have Orange there. And we're going to just do the 3 cards. Which card is yours? Which card do you want to be yours? Okay, so focus on these cards. Which one do you want is yours? All right. Cheryl is saying, started to change back to how life used to be. Off to London this weekend to meet my lovely grandson. Anxiety would have stopped that happening normally. Oh, Cheryl, I'm so happy to hear of that. You know, just how things are changing for the benefit for you. Oh, and I mean, look at that. That is so much awesome sacral energy. You're expanding with family and having, I mean, anxiety can really be that dark entity there, keeping us from being with those that we really should be with. So I'm really happy to hear that. That is so incredibly exciting, especially as we're getting through Valentine's Day, right? All that love energy is going to start coming up. Lots of, and love, right? That's sacral chakra. Okay. So here, if this is your card that you picked the apricot, the one that is talking about rejoicing and laughing. Let me hear that that laughy fake laugh. Okay. I hope you guys are like laughing on the other end of this video, either like a silly person like me, or like at me, instead of just sitting there like, oh my god. We all gotta laugh a little bit. Okay. So this one is If you pick this card over here, I totally did that really fast. If you pick this card over here, you picked Amber. Amber is the color of, no, I'm just kidding. Awaken your creativity. Again, all that creative energy that we were talking about earlier during the video. Get out there. Make sure that you are being active in allowing for your creativity to come out and to start expanding itself and to play around with the universe around it. And the last card, of course, is orange, because we are talking about the sacral here. Nurturing yourself. And really, everyone, orange, orange, orange. We all need to really be taking that time to really nurture ourselves. It feels so freaking good. Oh, you're welcome. So Cheryl's she keeps saying how much I've helped her, and I'm gonna start blushing. I feel so, my sacral chakra is shining. Thank you for such positive words. And Jim is telling me I'm hilarious, so I'm glad that I can make some people laugh, right? And Cheryl's laughing like a crazy person. So, yes, all of us, we can all laugh like crazy people together. And that's what's great, right? Sharing this weird sacral energy, laughing with each other at our crazy laughs. Just a perfect example of that sacral energy, that orange energy, just really expanding itself. All right. So, if we don't have any other questions, we've got like some more time on the video. This is going to be so exciting, guys. Just making sure that we're sharing this link from the spirit realm, from spiritrealm.net. Get more of us over here on the website so that we can get more of this chat going. This is so exciting. Oh, I'm just so excited. This is like the first time I've been able to use the chat on here, and I love this. Great example of expanding my sacral. All right, so again, the crystals I was using earlier is this orange, like aventurine, that I'm pretty sure is like China made. Some people get really crazy about their crystals and making sure that they are authentic. A lot of crystals these days are being made in labs. Again, expanding of our sacral chakra, right? Understanding, are we connecting with earth-made crystals or man-made crystals, so that you know who what you're connecting to. For things like we did today with just setting up a grid, a basic grid, just to get your sacral chakra going, I would say it really doesn't matter whether your crystals are going to be coming naturally from the earth or man-made. Because again, the sacral chakra is so energetically sensitive to just color therapy. And it will open up that third eye and all the nervous system and everything that's connecting within your aura and your body to that sacral energy, so that it can expand in the full thing, right? Because again, our auras are all really connected to each other. They all kind of have little tubes coming back to each one. And we want to make sure that sacral energy is really good, right? Because it's part of our lower vibrations. It's part of our roots, or not our roots, are right above our roots. But we want to make sure, as our free will is being enacted, as our heart is expanding to the world, as we're speaking to others, as we're seeing others, as we're connecting to spirit, we want to make sure all of that is being done in a way that's really healthy to our sacral chakra. And again, color therapy is, it's so sensitive to color therapy. So maybe wearing some orange. Hey, guess what? This week is Lunar New Year, which is the year of the tiger. So tigers are orange, right? So you can put some orange on. I'm wearing animal prints, not tiger, but put some tiger stripes on. Have fun this week, roar it out. And that's another thing also with the holiday. It's not sacral related, but it is about the year of conquering one's demons and being able to have inner strength. So you're either going to get eaten alive by your demons, or you're really going to be able to come forward and really being able to conquer them. So this is just great for mastering the shadows. This is going to be the year of the tiger, is so in alignment with everything with mastering the shadows. So there's going to be a lot for us to talk about as we go through the year just with that. So Jim is asking, how are the dolls? The dolls are doing great. They need to hold each other's arms more though, right? Because we're talking about sacral and Valentine's Day is coming. They're excited. They've missed you guys because we were gone for like a month. They're glad to be back. Their sacral chakras are vibrating, right? And they're vibrating together, right? Because we want to be yin and yang, right? We want to be bringing in and letting go. Letting go of those friends that no longer match our vibration so that we can open ourselves for new relationships and new vibrations. I'm still working on keeping up with this chat, making sure I'm like on point. All right. Yeah, so I was just kind of showing you the crystals that I used today. You can kind of tell that they're not in the colors. I don't know if you can kind of see there. Kind of tell it's not necessarily like earth made, but that, again, like I said, that's okay. Like I like sparkles, so I handmade all these little chakra things with sparklies because sparkles really get my eye and my mind. And you know, again, you're working with color therapy, we're also sensitive to it. So eating orange foods, wearing orange, working with orange, all that great jazz. Okay, some positive mantras, right, for our sacral chakra is saying, saying I'm loved. I am received well wherever I go. I walk into a room and I feel comfortable with those around me. Where I go, energy flows. You know, it's about, again, mantras you can talk about, blessing before you eat your meal, right? Where you say, oh, thank the earth for this leaf that's provided for me to eat, to nurture my body. That can be very positive for your sacral chakra because you're expanding it, and you're expanding it in a physical way as well. So yes, Cheryl, we are all glad that we are all back. Okay, I feel like I'm starting to rant at this point just for time wise, and we've got, even though we have 8 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and just do some breathing meditations just for us to focus on that sacral energy, because I don't want to just keep rambling, and I know that's what's about to happen. It's going to be very unorganized thoughts about the sacral chakra. So let me get my bowl back up here. And let's just kind of allow for our sacrals to be balanced and open and connected. Thank you, everyone, for joining me for Wednesdays for Mastering the Shadows. I will be back next Wednesday at the same time as we continue our journey up our auras from our red roots from last week, our sacral this week, up to our solar plexus next week. Again, this is our center for our will to be done, our free will, all of that great manifesting energy. So we will talk about that next week, and I look forward to it then.
Till next time.
Take care.